What's this team doing in the draft? How does he get away with that? What is this team composition even? I don't understand this comp at all. What are they thinking? These are some of the questions that you may have thought of when you're watching a professional game of MLBB. Welcome to Case Study, where we help with your game IQ. So let's take a look at the very final draft of Blacklist International versus Echo, Game 1 of the Grand Finals of M4, and consider the final composition. First, let's assume every player can always execute perfectly and can play any hero. Secondly, we are focused on 2-for-1s in the draft, so for the sake of time, we won't go through each individual synergy and interaction. Honestly, I just assume you guys know them anyway, so let's take a look and see how many 2-for-1s you can find. So, let's begin with the draft order. For starters, Blacklist International intended to take away Yaoi's playmaking capabilities, banning both Cho as well as Kaja. Echo responds by eliminating 2 meta picks in Glue and Carry. As the first picks roll in, Blacklist takes Barat, a tank jungler who is really good at sitting in the Lord Pit and securing objectives despite CC. Echo responds with Yve and Lapu Lapu. From this position, we can see synergies between Echo's first 2 picks. Despite Barat being able to confidently sit on top of neutral objectives, Echo planned to cut off reinforcements from the get-go with 2 heroes that could essentially control space and threaten the backline. Let's also not forget about Blacklist's ban on Kaja within the first phase, leaving only Franco as the only other way to hard counter Yve's ult. Next, we see Blacklist finish the first phase of picks with Harith and Farsa. At least with Farsa, Barats could get some artillery support, but it's clear that Blacklist intended to give Oheb Harith a winning matchup overall, hoping Echo would lock in a marksman and fall into a Farsa trap. Echo then responds with Akai, realizing the trap laid in place and wanting to capitalize on Blacklist International's eagerness to play their own game focused around Oheb as well as Haji. Coach Tic Tac saw an incredible position. Having banned out Wanwan and Oheb locked in on Harith, he realized he could punish Blacklist International with such strong CC and good soft counters against the first 3 picks of Blacklist. He pursued to ensure that Blacklist could not get any answer in the second phase. Coach Tic Tac punishes Blacklist by taking away supports that could help sustain against Yve's ult, or the CC-heavy composition he was designing. Banning away Estes and Diggy, Blacklist doubles down on their game plan and continues to take away meta marksmans. With the red side having first pick in the second phase though, Coach Tic Tac secures the draft by taking away Blacklist's only answer left, Lolita. With Blacklist's final 2 picks being Benedetta and Matilda, it was going to be a hard game. As Lunox being the final pick to curb Blacklist's plan on shutting down Benny QT, it's clear that Echo's team fighting composition had no holes and Blacklist International's win conditions of winning fights before it even happens through the mobility of Benedetta and Matilda is just not easy to pull off. Echo's composition doesn't allow Wise to get in on the pit easily, and not to mention that his team would have an even tougher time to get the space back. From here, we can see Echo had covered most situations. Stamford on Lapu Lapu cancels Feathered Airstrike. Sanji on Yve with the real-world manipulation controls the space and limits the mobility of Blacklist within the box. Yaoi's Lolita can reinforce bad positions and offer an engage/disengage tool. Karltizi on Akai, more focused on securing neutral objectives, but provides the same value as Lolita. Benny QT has access to invulnerability frames, or what I call iframes, and Winter Truncheon, giving him plenty of defensive options with or without his team while still scaling. From this case study, we can see that Coach Tic Tac's ability to identify overlaps and use them to punish them in draft itself is incredible. Now, a more refined draft from both teams will look a lot more 50-50, and yes, they will have slight advantages in lane or at certain periods of time, but that's the best outcome, and compared to losing a draft, the 50-50 is not that bad. Don't get me started on draft patterns, because I'll save that for another time. The importance here is that we have moved on from one hard counter to two soft counters, if not more, in professional play. The idea is to find the overlaps. So the next time you're watching professional play, look out for these 2-for-1s in the draft picks and bans. They can help you predetermine whose draft is better in a single glance. Hopefully this gives you a better appreciation for coaches who have to arm their players with the best weapons possible whilst mitigating the worst outcomes possible. Obviously, they can't control the performances of their players in that game itself, but at least they can set them up for success. Like Sun Tzu once said, "Why bring two guys with knives when I have a gun?" I'm pretty sure it goes along those lines. With that being said, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Hopefully more are going to be coming out. And honestly, let's have a discussion down in the comment section below. Do you feel that this was a good draft? Do you feel that you've learned something from this? Or more importantly, are there more impressive ways or games that really reflect how coaches punish people in the draft? Let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell in case you guys want to see many of the other videos that we have on this channel or for the next case study that's going to be coming out. We'll see you soon.